Karson and Kennedy talk to famous people. Sponsored by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England, here for good. Mix 1041.
What's going on, Jelly Roll?
I am doing incredible. I'm having a great week. I'm having a little trouble waking up today, to be honest. I should be more transparent than maybe I should be there, but I'm getting through it.
I appreciate the honesty.
You know how some days you're just like, I sure wish I'd wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish this thing would turn around for me. I'd be a little more pep in my step, but I just cannot shake it. I've been, of course, coming out of the CMAs. We stayed up late that night, partied. So it just kind of shocked my system. And I've been waking up at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And I woke up at like 8 this morning.
And so with the CMAs and the 2 Grammy nominations, I'm kind of curious, did you get a call or a text from anybody that was kind of not the regular text message that was kind of an oh wow moment for you?
Listen, full disclosure, yes, so many. I mean, I've had A-list athletes, actors, rappers, comedians. I mean, people I didn't know, A-listers. I mean, real deal, like, people you grew up watching hit me up and just say, hey, man, just getting hip to your story. This speech was incredible. There was a viral moment from the CMAs.
Right.
It was by far the most viral individual moment I've ever had in my career.
Which is hard to believe. Your performance a couple of years ago on stage, when you had that whole choir up there, that to me was the moment where I leaned in to pay attention to you. That to me was just incredible. But to see everybody finally join the party after that speech, I know all of us on the show, we were ready to run through a wall that morning. I mean,
yes.
What you said is it's important for people to hear it. I didn't find my career until I was 30 years old and didn't have any kind of success until I was almost 40 years old myself. So I think a lot of people forget there's that stress as a young person to make it so early, but it doesn't have to happen right away.
Yeah, especially in the microwave era, right? Like where people are putting songs on TikToks and becoming overnight sensations and selling thousands of tickets in a week.
Right.
That sometimes you forget that that's the exception, not the rule, And guys like Karson and guys like Jason are the rule, right? We're the rule.
Yes.
So to me, that's kind of what it is. And I think that what I was trying to convey in that moment was caught right, because I was just trying to encourage everybody in every era. Like, just know that this is a moment for you. Like, you could be 15 years old. Like, just, don't give up in 3 years was kind of what I was really getting at.
I've seen that while you're out on tour right now, you've been stopping and visiting inmates. Can you talk about why that's important to you?
Well, I've been so blessed that it's important to me to be a blessing above everything in any way I can. And whether it's going to a jail or a rehab or a homeless camp, you know what I mean? We just want to give back as much as we can and go uplift people and bring a little joy. And I realized early in this thing, as it started turning for me, that we have the ability to make people feel, that just our presence can change the way people feels. And I just want to be useful. I just want to help people. It's kind of that easy, really.
And talking about helping people, something that's kind of near and dear to us that you do is a toy drive. You do it in the Nashville area. We've been doing a toy drive here in Boston this year. We just announced this year, it's our 11th year doing this. And we've collected about, I think, a little over 100,000 toys. We set out to collect about 10,000 toys a year. So we're now over 100,000 toys. So I'm hoping before you get to town for your show here in Boston, that you might want to put out the word to your people. Hey, when you come to the show, make sure you're bringing a new underwrap toy, because we're going to be collecting toys that night too.
Let's do it. No, I'll push it for sure, man. I'm big about toys, man. I'm big about the toy drive. A lot of my heart in philanthropy comes from being a recipient of philanthropy, right? Like when I first got out of jail, I was with a company called the Men of Valor. I was living at a halfway house. And we couldn't afford toys for our children. So the mentors from the Men of Valor would donate Christmas toys for us for our children. So I remember pulling up to my daughter's house with a truck full of toys that I didn't buy. You know what I mean? That somebody was just gracious enough to bless us with. So that's why it's so important to me.
All right. I am looking for a little bit of help. So my co-host Kennedy, unfortunately, she couldn't She couldn't make it today. She's working on something that's very important to our show, and that's mental health. She had an appointment and she couldn't reschedule for today. So I have two questions for you. One is, why did you think it was so important to talk about, your journey with mental health, with your journey with depression? That's something you could have kept to yourself. Why did you become so public about it?
I think that it's encouraging people to be more open about it. And one of the first freedoms I found in my mental health was just being honest about it. I'm
Mhm.
almost 40. So I grew up in an era where my father never talked about how he felt. It was just against the rule. Neighbors never discussed what was going on in their household. When things went wrong, people acted like it wasn't going wrong. And I thought that was just so unhealthy even back then, that it's just important to be able to communicate and open that dialogue. And I hope me being honest about it will help somebody to be honest about it. I just want to open a dialogue of honesty and communication, because I think that's the only way we can actually get better.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, that was it.
Right?
Suck it up,
That
buttercup.
was what they
Tough it
used to say.
out.
Right.
100%.
Rub some dirt on it. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
everybody's dealing with it. What makes you special?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. So I want to ask some advice. You're now a grizzled veteran of the stage. Kennedy and I decided, after being friends for 25 years, so she's a theater major, fantastic singer, and we decided to put together a group. She sings, I kind of bang my way through 4 chords, and we did our first show together this year. We did about 300 people at City Winery.
Yes.
We did one original song that our listeners helped us write. We did some cover songs. And so our boss, Sal, I think Steve Salhaney, he has said that we can play a couple of songs at our Deck the Hall Ball where you're going to be performing.
Yes.
So, but that's so our first show was 300 people. Our second show is going to be partially opening up for you with maybe 6,000 people. And
come on.
Yeah. Can you, any advice, any tips?
Yeah, have fun. If you're having fun, they're having fun.
Okay.
When people go up there all stiff and look uncomfortable, it translates. And that's why the crowd's like, oh, well, how do you expect us to be into this if you're not into this? You know what I mean? I still feel like that to this day. Me and Eric Church were talking once. He said, Jelly, you have a gift that people like you before you even open your mouth. And I thought about it and I was like, I think it's because I walk on stage and you can tell I'm actually glad to be there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't walk out there entitled, like I'm squeezing nothing down your neck, or I don't walk out there like you're welcome, I'm here. I walk out there like, holy crap, we're all here together. This is awesome.
Right. All right. Good advice. Go out there and have fun.
Have fun, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So you're coming in. We've got Parmalee's going to be there for the show, the band Camino, and then a new artist, Benson Boone. I know you're doing a couple of these shows across the country. Do you ever imagine? I just saw your I Need a Favor is now like top 15 on the pop charts. I mean, you've had a rock hit, country artist of the year, best new artist, and now you've got almost a top 10 pop hit. It's wild, right?
It has been a ride like no other, for sure. This is beyond my imagination. I wouldn't have dreamed it this way, that's for sure.
So what's next?
More music, baby. More music, man. That's all that really matters, right? At the end of the day, all the speeches and all the philanthropy and all that stuff is just an extension and directly correlates to what the music is doing. So I just want to keep pushing that music, Bubba. Just keep pushing the music, baby.
That's awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you. Thank you for taking some time to come on with us today. And then we will see you at Agganis Arena on December 9th. And
can't wait. And send my love to Kennedy. Send my love to Kennedy. And I'm glad whatever she's doing, I'm glad she's doing it.
Yeah, definitely will. I think she has a gift for you when you're in town, when she sees you.
Yay. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be really good.
All right. It's good to meet you, Jelly Roll. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Peace.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Karson and Kennedy talk to famous people. Sponsored by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England. Here for good. Mix 1041.